All right, let's just get right into it. If you've been wondering what the single biggest key to unlocking opportunities is this year, we're going to break it all down. And trust me, it is so much simpler than you think. It's all about creating content online.
And look, this isn't just a random theory. It doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur trying to build a brand, or maybe you're an employee looking for your next big career move. The answer is exactly the same. The people who are actually producing content on platforms like LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram, they're the ones getting the calls, the deals, all the opportunities. It really is the direct answer to the quiz.
And that, of course, leads to the real question here. If we all know this is the answer, why isn't everybody doing it? You know the usual excuses that pop up. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I don't even know what to say. But we're about to show you that the real barrier, it's not what you think it is.
And that brings us to the first huge point. Before we even get into any tactics, the how-to stuff, we have to fix our perspective first. Because the most important algorithm you need to master isn't on some social media platform, it's the one that's running inside your head.
This slide really breaks down our two default settings. So on the left, you've got external blame, which is just so easy to fall into, isn't it? We blame the algorithm, we blame the economy, we blame our past. But that mindset, it gives away all of your power. The real shift, the game changer, happens when you move over to that right column, internal accountability. That's where you finally realize that your choices, your perspective, and your actions are the only things you can actually control.
So here's the bottom line. This has to be the year of 100% accountability. For the wins, for the losses, for the post that gets 1,000 views, and the one that gets 10. As soon as you take full responsibility for your actions and their results, you're not a victim of your circumstances anymore. You're in the driver's seat.
Okay, this can be a tough pill to swallow, but it is so essential. Algorithms are just really powerful mirrors. They are literally designed to give you more of what you engage with. So if your feed is just filled with negativity and stuff that makes you feel small, it's because that's what you're clicking on, what you're watching, what you're focusing on. You can actively train the algorithm to work for you.
And this is exactly how you can take back control and start training that algorithm. It's a really simple, actionable plan. First, if an account consistently makes you feel bad about yourself, just unfollow it. Don't even think twice. Second, if you find yourself feeling envious of someone's success, just mute them. It's not about them, it's about protecting your own headspace. And finally, you have to be proactive. You have to literally go to the search bar, type in words related to your goals, like motivation or creativity, and follow accounts that lift you up. You have to deliberately build a positive information diet for yourself.
This whole idea of curating your feed, it leads to a bigger question. What's actually fueling you? You see, we're all driven by something. For a lot of people, that fuel is insecurity. It's that need to prove people wrong or the constant comparison to others. And yeah, that can work for a little while, but it almost always leads to burnout. The sustainable, long-term fuel, it's gratitude. When you operate from a place of being grateful for what you already have and the process you're in, the energy is completely different. It's calmer, it's way more powerful, and it's not going to burn you out.
Okay, so we've covered the mindset. That's the clouds. Now let's get down into the dirt. The practical, on-the-ground tactics you can start using, like today. This is the part that completely removes that excuse of, I just don't know what to post.
This right here is the single biggest tactical shift you can make. The pressure of creating feels huge, right? It implies you have to invent something totally new, be some brilliant artist, or have a perfectly polished idea. Forget all of that. Instead, just document. Be a journalist reporting on your own reality. What are you working on? What did you learn today? What challenge did you just solve? The content is already happening all around you. You just have to start reporting on it. And this builds unbelievable credibility because it's real.
And here are some dead simple examples. You could literally go live on a platform while you just sit at your desk and work on a project. Talk about your process, explain a challenge you're facing. And this last one is so key. Share a mistake you made and how you fixed it. Turning your daily errors into free educational lessons for your audience, that builds incredible trust and makes you so relatable. Your real work is your best content.
Want an even more specific format? Here you go. The green screen tactic is kind of like content creation on training wheels. All you do is find a news article that's relevant to your industry, you screenshot that headline, and then you simply record a short video giving your 2 cents on it. You don't have to be the source of the news, you just have to be the source of the perspective. It's a totally endless well of content ideas.
Now, with all of these tactics, there's one guiding principle you just have to remember. If your content isn't working, it's probably because it's selfish. It's made for you, not for your audience. Are you posting to get likes, to get followers, to make a sale? You have to shift your focus from what you can get to what you can give. Before every single post, just ask yourself, what value is the person on the other side of the screen getting from this?
All right, this next idea is probably the most powerful and, honestly, the most counterintuitive one of all. It is the absolute key to consistency, and it's what separates the people who stick with this from those who quit after a week.
That sounds crazy, right? Addicted to losing? But what this really means is becoming comfortable with all the small daily failures. The post that gets no comments, the video with low views, the negative feedback. These aren't failures, they're reps. They are the price you pay for the long-term macro win.
So let's put a clear definition on it. Micro-losing is a mindset. It's about reframing those small setbacks as just data points, as practice, as the necessary friction you need to actually get better. Every loss is just a piece of information. So analyze it honestly. What worked? What didn't? It's how you learn and improve for the next one. You just can't get to the big win without going through hundreds of these tiny losses along the way.
And you know, the reason this is so hard for us is that our entire culture is basically built on avoiding failure. Think about it, from school, where getting a bad grade feels like a judgment on your intelligence, to parenting that tries to shield kids from any and all disappointment. We've been conditioned to see losing not as a part of the process, but as a final verdict on our character. And let's just be brutally honest for a second. This fear of losing in the content game, it's really just a fear of judgment. What will my friends think? What's my family going to say? What if some strangers make fun of me? You are letting the imagined opinions of other people have more power over your life than your own ambition.
So let's bring all this home. We've covered the mindset, we've covered the tactics, and we've covered the secret to overcoming fear. Now it's about putting it all together and making this your year.
Here's your starting point. Don't try to be everywhere at once. Just pick one platform, the one you understand the best or where you know your audience lives. And then commit to posting one piece of content per day. That's it. One platform, one post. This isn't just about shouting into the void. It's about consistently building a library of content that becomes a long-term asset for you and your brand.
And this quote just ties it all together so beautifully. Documenting your work and your life isn't just some content strategy, it's a strategy for building a life that you're actually proud of. If you're dreading Mondays and just living for Fridays, you're stuck in a cycle of escapism. The goal is to build a life through your work and your passion that you don't need to escape from.
And that leaves us with one final crucial question. This isn't about tomorrow or next week. It's about right now. Forget about perfection, forget the fear, forget all the excuses. Take out your phone, look at what's right in front of you, and answer this one question. What will you document today?